All right. So what does Hoss want to do?
Well, I figured Hoss would get the next day. Let's see. Was there anything that we were going to do the next day?
Nobody was doing anything specific. Hoss. Jasmine wanted to get out of town immediately, but we haven't done our downtime yet. Joff wanted to ask you to pick up the armor in Alagon because you were heading that way.
Oh, okay.
And he decided to stay a little bit more local to build his shack.
Okay. All right. So I'll do that. Assuming I will make myself available to whoever, and then probably by midday be leaving town.
Sure.
With the wagon.
You're taking the wagon.
Yeah.
Okay. So taking the wagon does allow you some expeditious movement. You'll still be kind of holing up at night because it's a day and a half to Alagon by foot.
Right.
Go ahead and roll me a d12. Woohoo! 4. All right.
I should roll in the tray because that's
That does make sense. So you're available. Lysander makes his way over towards the meeting with the Lord to get his guild started. Jasmal hops on the nearest wagon out. Bruce probably leaves. Joff left, so you're able to make your way pretty soon.
Okay.
Taking Esmeralda and her wagon. You make your way to Alagon, stop overnight, no troubles befall you, and you arrive on the outskirts of Alagon.
Okay.
Very large city, you've seen a map of it before.
right.
You are told it'll take 2 copper to cross the bridge and a silver for the wagon.
Okay.
And
so
you...
no fuss.
The Flaming Fist military police or the mercenary police, I should say, gladly accept your coin and let you through. There's plenty of people. And
Okay.
you're right.
So I'm going to head back to the
Infamous's
yes,
tavern?
yeah, Infamous's tavern. I was trying to remember, but yeah, I'm going to head back to Infamous's tavern because that seemed like a good place. And
Sure.
where we left word we were going to be. So.
Yeah. Outside of the gates of the city, you are told you have to saddle your wagon outside. No cavalry within the city walls. Was there confusion?
No.
Okay.
So I assume there are commercial wagons inside the city.
No, it's really packed.
Oh, okay.
It's so the only people allowed cavalry or horses are the military
and the coachmen because we went around.
Oh,
by,
yeah.
We went around by coaches.
Some of them had horses, but a couple of them were also pulled by workers.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, there are the laws are the laws, but if you have enough money, you can make the laws bend.
Okay.
But for an outsider, you gotta outside.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. So I guess I will make arrangements for that.
It's, I believe it's 5 silver a day.
Okay.
To stable wagon and horse.
All right. So I guess I'll settle up for the first week.
Okay.
So what's my weekly rate?
It's 25 silver for the 5 days.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Weeks are 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right, I do that.
Okay. Okay. You're also docked another 2 copper to cross the gate, getting into the city.
Okay.
Taxes, man.
So it's 2 copper for the bridge and 1 copper for the gate in? Is that how that works?
2 copper for the bridge, 2 copper to cross the
two.
gate. Yeah.
Okay.
And then a silver if you're bringing the wagon in.
Right. All right. Okay. So yeah, I settle it. Yeah, I figured it's worth it to keep the wagon and horse.
Sure.
Okay. So head back and let's see. I guess I'm going to head to Infamous's and greet him friendly and arrange a room.
Are you going in undisguised?
I don't have a choice. Yes.
Okay. So he greets you. Oh, hey, welcome back. How are you?
Yep.
You want a drink?
Regular. Yes. Thanks.
He pours you a boring dwarven beer.
And I let him know that I'd like to arrange a long-term room. And that
He asks, how long term are we talking?
Well, at least a week. It may be a few.
He says, all right. I believe it was 5 silver for the room, so another 25 silver for 5 days.
Okay. So I'm going to hand him 3 gold and just like they essentially have a tab.
Yep.
Okay. And okay, so I have myself ensconced. Once I have a room, I'm going to kind of like break out all my stuff, and I'm probably going to spend the day just unwinding, and go through and fix all my kit. You know, use my tinkerer's tools to like fix up my armor, figure out like okay, figure out what needs to be sent off to laundry and stuff like that, and just get things comported, get everything put back in their little boxes where they should be and all that stuff. And then I will go and once I'm presentable, I will present myself at the Sages. Sorry, it's not Sages Guild. It's got erased. Let's see what the name of the place is. Elegon.
The Elegon's Eminent Fellowship of Sages.
Yeah. Where is it?
We call it the Guild of Sages and Mages because it's funny, but
Yeah.
it's predominantly sages with some mages.
I want to make sure I have that name right. Where is it? Oh, Eminent Fellowship of Sages, the Scholars Guild.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to present myself, and I think that I'd already expressed my interest in membership, and so I'm going to present myself and say like, hey, I'm going to be in town for a while, and I'm interested.
You do.
In pursuing that.
The secretary behind the counter says, "Oh, yes, I remember you. You were very distinctive. You showed a token the last time you were here, so I'm assuming you understand the process of joining a guild."
Roughly.
And you would understand that typically the way to join is you present proof of proficiency, which is something related to what they're studying. So like for a Smith's Guild, it would be proficiency in making something. For the Sages Guild, you presume it would be some sort of academic achievement. And then a contest of skill against a current member. And then you have to swear according to the accords to join in.
Okay.
And they usually ask for the 9 gold fee in advance.
Okay. So I'll agree to it, and I will give her the 9 gold fee. And I'm going to present the neater and more established of my. Well, gosh. Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do is
Present your gun.
no. Well, no. I'm not going to present the gun. I'm going to tell her like I'll be back with like the presentation, and I'm going to get kind of a fresh journal book.
Okay.
Which I think is like a gold. I don't remember.
I think
1 gold or
actually,
10 gold.
I think a sizable. Like, do you want like?
It's not sizable. It's
okay.
like it'll be like a notebook.
So,
yeah, something like that, or half the size of that.
all right. A typical book usually runs about 25 gold because they're kind of hard to make. If you want something smaller, like a journal, then
Yeah, it's like a journal.
yeah, we'll say it's 15 gold for a good journal. With
Okay.
10 pages.
So I'm going to actually spend a few days and write up like essentially a treatise on some of the research I've done, basically in study of rune-based magical effects.
Okay. So
In the journal book. So what was it? Did you say how much it was?
15 gold.
15. Okay.
You want to spend say 3 days?
Yeah, I'll say I'll 3 days to like go through my notes and then just write it up. I don't want to fill the whole journal, but I want it to like because there'll be some illustrations and stuff like that.
So go ahead and make a real quick intelligence check. See how if you're formidable enough, then you might get advantage in future checks.
With Arcana? Or just intelligence?
We'll just make it intelligence because it's your general skill set.
So, 9.
Okay.
Nice.
It's you have some spots where you kind of trap yourself in a circuitous loop.
Right.
But it is presentable.
Yeah. Okay.
It was never not going to be presentable.
Right. But it's like it's like I don't often like I accrue the research. I don't usually present it.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you head back to
Yeah.
Sages Guild?
And I present the work for review.
All right. You hand it over to the secretary who takes it in, and she flips through it a bit. Seems it's all in order. She says, "I will hand this off to somebody to make sure that it passes muster. We will get in contact with you. Where can we contact you?"
Okay. I let them know I'm staying at that end.
You notice her nose kind of crinkle a little bit. It's like, oh, that place.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And yeah, that's pretty much your day. When you arrive back at Infamous's, he does inform you that this would be your last night.
Okay.
And so he will ask for another week's
Okay.
if you need it.
I pay up another gold, so I still have like
2 more days. Sure. You would also know.
Oh wait,
that
the gold was 2 days?
a gold will buy you 2 days, yeah.
I thought. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. 3 gold. 3 gold.
Okay. 3 gold.
That's right. That's the week. That's the week plus
Yeah.
plus the laundry fees and this and that, and tips and.
Do you also go and pay up to the stables?
Yeah, I only do that, and that was 25 silver.
25 silver as well.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll do that.
Okay.
Is this noise bothering you guys?
It's alright.
Well, look.
I think it's speak too much in your mouth. Okay.
Alright. Did you want to do anything with your next day?
Oh, I'm going to check in on the armor.
Okay.
That should be done by now. I assume.
It was done when you arrived in Vox the Allen, to be
Okay.
fair.
So I'm going to go retrieve the armor,
Grab the armor.
and start working on that too, because I had to make my modifications. I
Yep.
already bought the materials.
Can you please put my
Yes.
hair on me?
Certainly.
I think somebody else is coming in.
Yeah, it looked like Noah just pulled in.
All right. Cool. Okay.
It sounds like someone just got
So yeah, I start working on that now that I have time to.
Alright. You grab his armor. The armor maker is a little miffed that you guys were a week late, but he is amenable. And you get your hands on the armor, and you begin making work on it.
Yep. Essentially, I take my time on it. and-
Yeah. You're able to get, if you commit like a whole day to it, you're able to get about a third of it done.
Yep.
And at the end of this day, you receive a letter, or you arrive back at Infamous's, and Snively has a letter for you, and it says you have passed level 1 of entrance into the Sages Guild.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Let's see. Sorry, I just
I'm the new
trying to
doorman.
get the.
Hey Noah.
It's a little tiny. Oh,
Do you want me to do
Got
it
it.
for her?
We're
Cody.
He appears to be screaming at a microphone.
Yep.
He does it. That's how he talks.
No, this is Wendy. Wendy.
Hey. Here's Jim. I have another one coming down.
Okay. Yeah. So I.
I should step out of the room because you guys are doing stuff.
I mean, it's not necessarily a secret. He'll let you know if you need to leave, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
just the idea of doing it a little bit separate is so that way Hoss can surprise Lysander with what Lysander does, and
Yeah.
or with what Hoss
That's
does,
true.
and vice
That's
versa.
I can always act surprised.
Sure. And most of the people are going to miss out on it. Joff's got his own stories, and I'm going to try and keep everybody as separate as possible. But
I was
just,
going to say, Joff's going to have his adventures in building a house, I guess.
yes,
I'm not sure, still not sure why he's doing that.
he has a reason.
Yeah.
But next day you have received notification.
Right. So I received a notification. Yeah, I'm basically going to dedicate the time needed to this. Now I'm going to work through the day on that, and then okay, so now I have that letter.
At the end of the day, you get it, so it's expected you will arrive tomorrow morning to begin your presentation.
Okay, so I'll all right.
Okay.
We'll do that. So I'll get my kit together and yeah.
You gather your kit, you arrive. A lot of people in fine-looking clothes are watching you as you enter. It's like, it's a new one. There's one individual in particular, seems to be about mid-aged human, says, I'm your guide, I'm here to sponsor you, make sure you don't cause any mischief, so just follow me. I take you into the Hall of Wonders, and you are escorted into what essentially amounts to an arena presentation. Like the Wizengamot from Harry Potter? They have like the
Yeah.
big central area that's kind
Yeah,
of open, and
yeah.
then the benches surrounding it on three sides. You're entered into somewhere like that, and a lot of people are seated around watching you, and there are 2 tables.
Is the guide character one that I'm going to need to remember?
He's kind of like your pseudo supervisor, so maybe.
Okay, all right.
His name is. Where is it?
He's my like appointed sponsor.
Yeah, Wylick. With 2 L's.
Okay.
He brings you in, and there's a grumpy-looking older man who is seated at the other table, and all the people gather around, and they say, "All right, now you have to present your dissertation to the surrounding audience. So we're gonna go ahead, and you will make an intelligence persuasion check."
Okay. Oh, right, okay. Oh, wait, intelligence persuasion. Oh, that's cool.
Yes,
Okay. All right.
because you are using your logic and reasoning to try and persuade them instead of just force of personality.
16.
Okay. You succeed in the first of the 3, so go ahead and make it again.
Okay.
If you want to do something other than that, just let me know.
Okay.
You can
At
surprise
some point, like, Arcana would probably be appropriate to use.
Okay.
But,
So you start going into some of the magic stuff and try and wow the mages in there. Go ahead and make Arcana check.
Okay. 15.
Okay.
Because it's part of it.
Right.
Yeah. This like my area is an arcane study, but also like research and yeah.
And go ahead and make one more check.
Okay. I like the previous one, the performance.
Okay.
20.
He rolled also a 20, so this one counts as a tie. You kind of falter off in the conclusion, but you had a very strong opening, and they were really surprised at the magical influences of your sage research, and they decide that yes, you are intelligent enough to join the guild.
Also, because of the nature of it, I also have a couple of demonstrations that I do of like.
Are you gonna shoot the gun in a small stone room?
No. I'm not gonna do that. But like for instance, I have the ability to magically produce arcane munitions.
Okay. Yeah.
And also mending. You know, like a simple mending as a demonstration of so like little cantrip things. Like
Sure. All of that works in your favor, and you are able to successfully perform to them.
Okay.
And yeah.
So it wasn't like an adversarial thing. It was a defending my thesis sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you were presenting, and he was cross-examining you, and you were able to outmaneuver him in legalese.
Okay.
And so yeah, at the end of the 8th day, your presentation has gone well. You are asked to come back tomorrow and give your vow your oath of not servitude, but willingness to study. Kind of
You're right.
thing.
It's like don't give us a bad name.
Yeah.
And
So I'm assuming you'll do that for your 9th day.
yes. Yeah.
You promise to do your best to do your duty to God and your country, and you are given your token. You're given your. You remember the 3 things that you gave to me
Yeah.
for guild.
Yeah.
You were given those, and you are now a acolyte member. Keep this up. Do well. Do good research. Make good presentations. You can rise in the ranks. You are successfully now.
I will make a note of that.
You are now a guild member of the Smiths and the Sages.
Right.
You're really getting around.
Says the guy who's making an artist guild.
Shut up. You're not wrong.
And has Yue. You have to talk to Yue soon.
She'll be in town. Yeah, that's the thing.
Of course she's in town. It's her town.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm realizing consequences are afoot.
Really, I'm shocked.
Okay.
I'm assuming you want to spend the next 2 days finishing up Joff's armor?
Yes.
Okay.
That and also in those 2 days, taking breaks here and there.
Sure.
I'm going to find the Smiths Guild in town and present myself as a member of the Voxley Allen Smiths Guild, just to like say, hey,
Okay.
I'm in town. So I assume a bigger town will also have a Smiths Guild of some kind.
I'm assuming. Just trying to figure out where that would be. Yep. You're able to find the Parliament's Distinguished Union of Metalworkers, and
Cool.
you present your token. You are informed that as Alagon is an independent state, you are not a full-fledged member, but you are
Right.
allowed in as
I'm
a
an
novice.
associate.
Yeah. So
And I basically present myself as like I'm in town on unassociated business. However, I am available as a freelance smith for consults. You know.
sure. They seem quite impressed.
If someone needs a smith.
They seem quite impressed at the giant walking metal man with a gun. So they are.
Well, the gun. So the gun I'm not.
Oh,
the gun I'm not
it's
carrying
the-
over. It's always in the. It's always in the thing. I am armed, but yes, I'm a big metal man.
Sure. They seem quite impressed, and they want you to stick around and have conversations and figure out what your shtick is.
Okay.
We'll just go ahead and mark that off as day 12. Presents to Smith's Guild.
And I don't make it a secret that like I'm, I know smithing and metallurgy, but I also mix in like magic with it.
Right. They kind of gathered because you're a giant walking metal man, but they are mostly interested in your smith work.
Right.
Well,
I mean, understandably.
Sure. With that, they are willing to offer you arrangements because you pay your dues. Do you wish to transfer out of Infamous's over to them, or do you want to stay with Infamous?
Stay with Infamous for now.
Okay.
But I'll avail myself of the workspace.
Sure, totally.
If it gets to the point where like, I'm getting low on money, then yeah, I'll.
All right. You still have 28 days.
Okay.
Did you want to do anything in particular?
No, nothing. So let's see. Things that Haas is interested in doing at this point. Okay, I'll get work as I can from the Smiths Guild. As a freelance smith, at some point someone might have use to me, so that's why I did that.
And also, because you're a member of the guild and you've presented yourself, you are able to find enough work to counteract any costs of living.
Okay, cool, great.
That is one of the things that it specifically says you can do with downtime. Is
Right.
like I get a job,
Yeah.
and I just work and not have to pay downtime costs.
Excellent. So that, and also I want to start spending time at the Sages Guild, get an idea, lay of the land, passively and somewhat actively learn about the city, but also about my new colleagues and about what the guild does within the city. And I'm also keeping feelers out. I'm not like actively looking for it because I know that I'll be contacted, but like see if I hear anything about politics. Keep my ear open to that sort of thing.
Sure.
But I'm taking advantage of the time to do some non-stressful creative work and research, and then just trying to relax a little bit, expecting that like my life is going to be disrupted again soon.
Your sponsor in the Sages Guild gives you a tour, shows you living quarters where the library with lots of information that you could plumb. It's basically like the Sages background where if you don't know something, you know where to find it.
Okay, cool.
They allow you access to the library to be like, okay, you can investigate here if you ever want to find out anything. They show you where the sub wing where the mages are doing their stuff. You can kind of sit in on some of their presentations, and it definitely doesn't seem as powerful as the Mages Guild in Boxley Allen. The problem is that most mages would go to the more distinguished
Right.
Mages Guild.
But it's probably also easier to talk to these people.
Totally. Hey, if you want easy to talk to mages, you should go to Arcanai, because that's where the mages run the town. But they are easy to talk to. None of them break second level, really. You have nice conversations. In terms of politics, you can hear that there's the lower class is starting to get a little bit upset at the taxes and the sort of the class warfare going on with the upper city having so much control and power that it's kind of able to just do whatever it wants, and the poor people are kind of getting sick of it.
Is this like something that's been getting worse? Or?
It is something that's been getting worse. You learn that the tensions was always there, but ever since Alagon lost a massive trade partner with the collapse of the Cortolan kingdom across the Moonstone Depths, that the pressures have really started to get more severe. So,
Okay.
there's also they absolutely respect the hell out of Duke Abdel Adrian, which you met a while ago.
He's the one who heads the law enforcement.
Yes.
They're the ones that guard the walls, not the inner city, right?
Correct.
Right.
Pretty much the whole city respects him as like the local hero who saved the village from a massive event. They respect him. Just about everybody else in government they don't like. Like the patriarchs are seen as kind of like the patriarchs are kind of seen as how we view Congress, and the other dukes are kind of seen how we view the president.
Okay.
Beyond that, you don't hear a lot about Lady Stelmane. She seems to be maintaining her ruse of a stroke victim, but you do every now and then catch sight of a couple of her agents kind of slipping through the streets.
Okay.
Like they recognize you and you recognize them. They obviously recognize you, but
Because like I'm not.
you're not being subtle.
Yeah, I'm not being subtle.
And like
I'm not
in
going
this-
around Twitter or anything.
Yeah. In this town, you're certainly an oddity, but these people deal with oddities every day.
Yeah.
They're basically the gates to the kingdom, so everybody from everywhere crosses through here. So
They're
they're
like,
not.
all the races are represented,
Yeah.
and I'm unusual, but I'm also like, hey, did that guy look like a robot to you?
I'm like, yeah, I guess he did. Go about a day. Beyond that, Snively, he tells you an interesting story about the Tomb of Horrors, which Scott has the context for, so
Right.
he knows what he was talking about. You were able to... You kind of develop a couple of contacts, like people who recognize you on site. Snively grows to appreciate your company because you have your own very interesting stories, and
Right.
Snively likes the stories. But yeah, at the end of the 28 days, you don't want to do anything else?
That was essentially it. I wanted to make sure that that armor was in good shape. I don't.
Yep.
I want to eventually have a breastplate, but I don't have the money for that now.
Right.
I don't like, and I'm not. Well, in theory, I could buy the material for it and start working on it, but that's going to take a while.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, no, I make some quality of life modifications to my equipment. There is actually so one thing that I do is there's almost like a bayonet attachment now to the front of the thunder cannon,
Okay.
where the wand has a nice safe bit where it can be nestled right in there.
Okay. So you're attaching the wand of magic missiles, not like a dagger or anything, but the magic missiles wand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And so it's, yeah, like because I mean, a bayonet would be funny and everything, but that's not. It's not something that my character would be good at using. So, but like it's like, hey, I make a nice holster for it, like in my armor where a place can help, but also like it'll be convenient, like maybe sometimes to like have it right there too.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
I make a nice brass fitting where it can just lock in.
All right.
Or it's not going to fall out or anything.
And you have plenty of time when you're not sleeping and not working to fit that in.
And I get like a new. I eventually over a few weeks find like a new coat to
Okay.
replace my one that's like kind of
Sure.
a bit beat up.
That would cost like a copper or something like that, so it's not worth talking about. At the end, near the end, right around the time that you start getting word that Lady Stelmane has found something, or like her agents have been successful and she has some information. Like, people are talking about, like, yeah, Lady Stelmane had her troops lead a raid on this house, and you're like, it's probably connected to what was going on with Lady Stelmane. Around that point, when you start feeling the out of character, the downtime run out, Joff shows up
Okay.
a couple days early, and he shows up at Infamous's tavern, which I believe you're still staying at.
Yep.
And Infamous says, like, oh yeah, he's right over there. As Joff kind of kicks in the door, he's like, oh, Snively, I can't find Host. Have you seen him? Snively's like, yeah, he's over there at the table playing cards. I'm like, oh. And Joff comes over and says, hey, how have you been?
You
And
greet him genially. Yeah, I greet him genially. He's like,
Yeah.
yes, how are you doing?
He asks, anything interesting happened to you while you were away?
No, I've been pretty much following the plan. I presented myself to a couple of the guilds here in town, and I'm a member of the Sages Guild now.
He asks, did you get the armor?
Yes, it's up in my room. We're gonna take a look at it.
Did you finish the requirements?
Yes.
Awesome. And then he said, man, do I have a story to tell you. I saw a dragon.
A different dragon?
Yes. It was all like coppery skinned.
Oh, that's That's good news.
Also, I think they cursed me.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Well, she was an old woman in a ditch, but there were no tracks, and she said she was attacked by bandits, so I tried to leave, and then she got all bent, and so she cursed me to not be good anymore, and she changed my alignment to neutral and not neutral good.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I mean, you can probably get that taken care of at the
Yeah, probably.
temple. That's, well, you know, hey, maybe you should. I mean, I should actually say this right. It's like, hey, maybe you should reevaluate your choices.
He also says that he finished building his cabin in the woods.
Okay.
He built it on the the eastern side of Orlane, and he talked with Agrid, and Agrid has agreed to patrol the area to make sure it's protected.
Okay, cool.
And he says that it's meant to be like a little bit of a safe house in case they need a place to hide out.
Neat. So it's like I asked if it's like an actual cabin.
He says, "Yep, it's an actual cabin, and I sized it for humans.
That's very forward thinking.
Also, there's traps, so just don't go there without this map." And he holds up the map.
Okay. I examine the map. And I take note.
Okay. I think we're done.
Cool. Yeah, I figured I'd be fairly straightforward. I really did want to, like, you know, work on connections, and it made sense for him to start expanding into that guild. That's what I'm saying.
Every time.
All right, cool.
Yeah.